वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीकापतिकमलं श्रीगुरो वैष्णवांश क्षीरोपां साग्रजातां सहगना रघुनाथामृतं तं कवीवं सावधेतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवम् श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान सहगना ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश नमो विष्णु पादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाशादे नमो महावदन्याय कृष्ण प्रेम ते कृष्णाय कृष्ण चैतन्या नामने गौरवाणी हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत तप्तकांचन गौरांग श्री राधे वृंदावने श्री वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धु मे वचनं पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवास हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे कृष्ण. So, yesterday we could discuss till text number 48. So we completed that particular section. So now we'll continue further. So this was the breakup. Yesterday we discussed from text 41 to 48, purification through prescribed duties of Varna Ashrama. And before this, we discussed how the modes they control all the activities and all the beings from text 18 to 40. And before that, we discussed text 13 to 17, 5 factors of action. And before that, freedom from bondage through karma yoga. And now we'll discuss from text number 49 to 55, Brahman platform. So now only 3 sections are remaining. One is from text 49 to 55, Brahman platform. Then text 55 to 56 to 66, that is pure bhakti, acting in Krishna consciousness. And then text 67 to 78, that is the conclusion. Now we'll start our discussion from text number 49. असक्त बुद्धि सर्वत्र गीतात्म विगत स्परः निष्कर्म सिद्धिं परमां संन्यासेनाधिगच्छति.
Prabhuji, Vedavis is not shared. Vedavis is not on screen. Word is on.
Okay. Now it is coming.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Somebody can read translation.
One who is self-controlled and unattached, who disregards all material enjoyments, can obtain by practice of renunciation the highest perfect stage of freedom from reaction.
So this is text number 49. So where Krishna is saying, one who is self-controlled, unattached, who disregard all material enjoyment, can obtain by practice of renunciation the highest perfect stage of freedom from reaction. So Madhya Bhushan has given nice commentary to these words. So the first type of sannyas gives up the fault in his work, and then characterized by the attachment to being the doer and attachment to the results. When that sannyas perfects his sadhana over time, then he reaches to the yoga ruda stage. And at this stage, what happens? He gives up the action also. This is the second type of sannyas mentioned here. He whose intelligence is free from all attachment to material object, asakta buddhi, whose mind is under control, who has no desire for the happiness even of Brahmaloka. By complete renunciation of all activities, sannyasena attains the highest perfection of no action at all, nes karmiyam. In other words, at the stage of yoga rudha, no action, with attainment of nes karmiyam, one reaches the highest perfection. So one aspect is where a person is purified of the faults in the action, but he can't give up action. He continues the action, but then later on, he by his sadhana, he comes to a stage which is known as the yoga ruda stage. And which is this stage? At this stage, he is asakta buddhi. He is free from attachment to any material object. And then jitatmaha, whose mind is under control. Then vigat isparaha, who has no desire for happiness even of Brahmaloka. So such a person, he can actually give up the activities also. He can take sannyas by complete renunciation. He can take even karma sannyas, nes karmayam. So such a person or such a stage is known as a yoga roda, where he has attained this stage of nes karmayam, where he is not supposed to do any action, and this is the highest perfection which he has reached. So one stage is where a person performs the action, but then he removes the fault in the action of attachment and doership mentality. Then there is a second stage where one, by the sadhana practice, he becomes so pure that he has now control of the senses, he has mind in control, he has no material desire. Such a person can give up action also. He can actually give up karma also. He can take karma sannyas. So that is what is mentioned by the Lord in this particular verse. Then text number 50. Siddhim prapto yatha brahma tathapnoti nibodhame samsasneva kaunteya nishtha jnanasya yapara. Somebody can read.
O son of Kunti, learn from me how one who has achieved this perfection can attain to the supreme perfectional stage, Brahman, the stage of highest knowledge, by acting in the way I shall now summarize.
So now Krishna is talking about that now you learn from me. One who has achieved this perfection can attain to the supreme stage of perfection, that is Brahman. So which perfection? Nes karmayam yoga rudha. So Krishna is saying, now I will teach you how this person who is at yoga rudha stage or nes karmayam, how he achieves the Brahman, the highest stage of knowledge. So now I will speak about this. So this verse refers to a yogi on the path of Jnana Yoga who has purified his consciousness through work and has thus already progressed upward from the stage of karma to the stage of Jnana. Srila Baldev Vidyabhushan, having worshipped Hari by one's prescribed action and consequently having attained a renunciation of all action, one attains the level of meditation on Atma, that is Siddhim, through the mercy of the Lord. By being situated in that process, one realizes one's Swarupa, endowed with 8 qualities. Brahma Apnoti. Now please understand this process as I speak to you. So this is how now Krishna is speaking this process, that person who is so much purified, he is at a Yoga Ruda stage. How now further he achieves the Brahman stage. or platform of Brahman. So now in the text number 51 to 53, Krishna will speak about this. बुद्धया विशुद्धया युक्तो धृत्यात्मानं यम्य च शब्दादीन् विषयान् त्यक्त्वा रागद्वेषेषु युद्धस्य च विविक्तसेवी लघु आशि यत् वाक्कायमानसः ध्यानयोगपरो नित्यं वैराग्यं समुपाश्रितः अहङ्कारं बलं दर्पं कामं क्रोधं परिग्रहं विमुच्य निर्ममः शान्तो ब्रह्मभूयाय कल्पते. Somebody can read translation.
Being purified in his intelligence and controlling the mind with determination, giving up the objects of sense gratification, being freed from attachment and hatred, one who lives in secluded place, who eats little, who controls his body, mind, and power of speech, who is always in trance, and who is detached, free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and acceptance of material things, free from false proprietorship, and peaceful. Such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization.
So Krishna is talking about all of these qualities. The person who is purified of his intelligence, who has controlled his mind, who has given up desire for sense gratification, he has no attachment or hatred, he lives in a secluded place, he eats very less, controls body, mind, power, speech. He is always in trance, with detached, free from false ego, false strength, false pride, lust, anger, and acceptance of material things. He is free from false proprietorship and peaceful. Such a person is certainly elevated to the position of self-realization. So this person, he has achieved a Brahman platform. Now, sochati akamshati, that platform. Brahma Bhuta Prashanatamaha. So this verse tells about sadhana to be performed at Jnana Yoga, then ultimately one has to give up sadhana of Jnana also. The scriptures tell the process of karma, then one has to give up karma, then he takes to Jnana, then he has to give up sadhana of Jnana, then he takes to, in between actually it comes Dhyana, then he gives up the Dhyana, then he takes to the process of Bhakti. But scriptures never tell person to give up the process of Bhakti. Srila Baldev Devakushan is saying that person who is endowed with sattvic intelligence, with mind controlled by sattvic determination, who has given up all the sense objects such as sound, who has eliminated attachment and repulsion, who resort to solitude, eats little, controls speech, body, mind, who is completely absorbed in contemplating the Lord, who has taken shelter of detachment, who is free from false ego, who is devoid of impressions which increase the false ego, who is devoid of pride, lust, anger, possessiveness, that person free from worldly connections realizes Atma and is situated in peace. So this is Brahman platform, and this is also equated to Atma Sakshatkar, or the platform of self-realization, where he has understood I am not this body, I am soul. So he is peacefully situated at this particular stage. And then Krishna says, Brahma Bhuta Prashan Atma na sochati na kankshati sama sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti malavate param. After reaching that stage, which stage? Brahman stage. What happens? If somebody can read.
One who is thus transcendently situated at once realizes the Supreme Brahman and becomes fully joyful. He never laments or desires to have anything. He is equally disposed toward every living entity. In that state, he attains pure devotional service unto me.
So after reaching that high stage of self-realization of Brahman platform, then after that he attains to pure devotional service unto me. That Lord is speaking. So from jnana sannyas, one attains bhakti. Other processes are material, so they are supposed to be given up, but the process of bhakti is spiritual, so is performed eternally. So now, see, there are two ways which all of you might have studied before. There is yoga ladder and then there is a progressive yoga ladder. So here what we are discussing now is more about the traditional yoga ladder. So here it is mentioned, if the desire of the Jnana yogi was to become one with Brahman, then his spiritual goal is achieved. Then his spiritual quest is ended at this point. If, however, he was practicing yoga to attain Krishna's service, or if he had obtained the fortune of associating with exalted Vaishnava, then from that platform he will take up to devotion service and progress further. So Srila Prabhupada writes, to the impersonalist, achieving the Brahma Bhuta stage, becoming one with the Absolute is the last word. But for the personalist, one has to go still further to become engaged in pure devotional service. Like this. So we'll do some revision. All of you must have studied this particular section of yoga ladder. Anyone remembers? What do you remember from that section of yoga ladder about dharma, jnana, yoga, dhyana, bhakti? Anyone can speak or summarize what is your understanding from that section? Hare Krishna. Yes, anyone?
It starts from Karma Kanda, like
Okay.
then Karma Kanda. After that, he goes Sakam Karma Yoga, then Niskam Karma.
From
Regarding
Karma Kanda, he goes to
Sakam Karma.
Sakam Karma Yoga.
Miss like Karma Kanda, after doing Karma Kanda, miss whatever rituals are given in Vedas, so he developed detachment. So then he start doing Sakam Karma. Then after Sakam Karma, miss he goes at the stage of Niskam Karma. So till now I remember the further I don't know.
Okay. So I wanted to know, one is this where we discuss about Karma Kanda, Sakam Karma, Niskam Karma, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana, Bhakti. Another is we discuss Karma Yoga, Jnana Yoga. So how these are related? All of you studied yoga ladder and progressive yoga ladder. So what is difference between the two?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Hare
This,
Krishna.
wherever yoga word is involved, there it is related to the Supreme Lord.
Okay.
And Karmkand and Sakam and Niskam, all these they do not directly. Yoga means linking with the Supreme, but this other part, Sakam, Karm, Nishkam Karm, Sakam Karm, these do not directly uh, 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 tell about Supreme.
Okay. Yeah. So see, this is a general yoga ladder. So in general, most of our Vedic wisdom talk about this yoga ladder. Even Srila Vyasdev, we see that he majorly spoke about this. When we talk about dharma, artha, kama, moksha, that also related to this particular yoga ladder. So in general, people have this idea of making a progress, and that's how it was in the previous ages also. So here, a person initially he engages in karma kanda. So one of the important aspect of Karma Kanda is a person want to enjoy, but within the boundary of Vedas, scriptures. So he follow the scriptures, but to fulfill his material desires. So you'll find even in Ramayana, so many people doing a lot of yagyas and other things. For what purpose? For going to heaven. And why to go to heaven? To enjoy there. So majority of people we see that they were driven by this fruitive aspect, and for that aspect they would take to the path of Vedas or the scriptures. Then after becoming a mature karmi, he understands that actually this cannot give me any happiness. So then they become niskam karma, where they are not having any material desire from that particular activity. Then they become more purified. Then they come to platform of jnana. When they come to the platform of jnana, so as we were hearing in this verse number 51, that how he gives up karma also. So why he gives up karma? Because he is now situated at that pure stage where he does not have material desire. He has mind and senses under his control. He has sattvic intelligence. So that is jnana. And then after that, he engages in yoga, where one of the stage of yoga only is dhyana. So where he starts meditating, and then he comes to the platform of Brahman. So this is a general yoga ladder. And then we have progressive yoga ladder. So progressive yoga ladder means here he takes to bhakti. So here, like now, the person he takes to bhakti, but then he's not so pure. He's not so pure that he's detached from karma. He's not so pure that he does not want any material benefit. He's not so pure that his mind and senses are under control. So what happens is he performs karma, but what is the difference between the previous and this one? Here he is performing karma at the same time he is trying to take shelter of the Supreme Lord. So what is this stage? Akama saru kamo va mokhyam udardi. Tivrena bhakti yogena. So he knows that my heart is not pure. I am influenced by the modes of material nature. But then under the shelter of spiritual master, he is trying to take shelter of Krishna. He is chanting holy names of the Lord. He is hearing about Krishna. So that's why this is known as Karma Yoga. So this is not pure bhakti till the time a person comes to a stage where he is detached from karma also, where his only goal is only to act for pleasure of the Supreme Lord. Before that, it can be karma mishrit bhakti or bhakti mishrit karma. So slowly, through this yoga ladder, a bhakti practitioner, he purifies, and then he takes to the bhakti yoga. Now, difference between the two is in the first yoga ladder, as person takes from one stage to another, he gives up the practices of the previous stage. Like he may be performing karma, but when he takes to jnana, he gives up karma. Then he does sadhana of a jnani, but when he takes to yoga and dhyana, he gives up the sadhana of dhyana. And then he takes to bhakti, then he gives up yoga and dhyana. Whereas in the progressive yoga ladder, he never gives up bhakti. Bhakti is the means and bhakti is the goal. In fact, by the practice of bhakti, he keeps increasing his bhakti. And then he becomes a pure bhakta. He starts practicing pure devotional service. So currently what Krishna is speaking here is about the general yoga ladder, where how a person after achieving a Jnana platform, then he comes to a Brahman platform, which is a self-realized platform where he is not thinking about anything. So now, if a person had only this aspiration to achieve the Brahman platform, then for him, journey is over. But if a person after this wants to render service to Krishna, then he takes up to Bhakti Yoga. In the coming verses, more it will be described what happens to different types of jnanis. This was text number 54. Yeah. So Srila Prabhupada writes, then Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is talking about same text number 54. When one superficial designations have dissipated, then one becomes a Brahma Bhuta, of the nature of Brahman, or pure, uncovered spirit. Because his contamination of the mode is now finished, he becomes a satisfied soul. And then he no longer laments as before for what he loses or hankers for what he has not obtained. That is because he no longer falsely identifies with his body and other material things. Like a child is equal to all beings, both gentle and the wicked. This is because he no longer judges by externals. And then, when his jnana has become extinguished, like a fire whose fuel is used up, he attains to eternal devotion for me in the form of hearing, chanting, and so on, which was already present within his jnana. Because this bhakti is a function of my internal energy. It is distinct from Maya's energy. So is not dispelled even after both Vidya and Avidya are dispelled. Therefore, this bhakti is para, separate from and better than jnana. So there is one knowledge coming because of sattva. But because of that knowledge coming from sattva, somebody cannot take up devotion service of the Lord. So higher than the knowledge coming from sattva is the knowledge coming from bhakti. So knowledge coming from sattva can help one to come to the Brahman platform, but it cannot help one to go beyond this platform. So he is saying, therefore, bhakti is para, separate from and better than jnana, because it is separate from both niskam karma and jnana. It is exclusive, kevalaha. The idea of the use of the word attains labate is that although this bhakti was already partly actively previously for the purpose of allowing the achievement of liberation, the process of jnana and vairagya, at that time it was not clearly perceivable. Another important point is, even in the general yoga ladder, where we have this karma, jnana, yoga and bhakti, as such here he is following a general yoga ladder mentioned in the Vedas. But here also he makes progress because of some element of bhakti which is present. But it is not directly perceived by the performer. That is the difference. One cannot make progress even in the traditional yoga ladder or general yoga ladder without the element of bhakti. But he is not directly perceiving it. As a matter of his performance of karma, yoga, dhyana, he get in touch with some element of bhakti which are mentioned in the scriptures. But in case of progressive yoga ladder, he is directly perceiving bhakti. And then he is making more easily progress. So this is a difference. As such, in a traditional yoga ladder also, his progress is depending upon how much bhakti is present in the various elements which he is performing. That is why, because he is not directly perceiving here, he is not knowing that even what result he is getting in karma, jnana, yoga is because of the aspect of bhakti. That's why this process is very troublesome, is very time taking, is very difficult. Whereas this process, because here one is directly taking shelter of Krishna, here one is directly trying to approach Krishna. This progressive yoga ladder is more easy and is uh, more simple. So Srila Prabhupada would speak that this yoga ladder of karma jnana yoga is like climbing a staircase, whereas this progressive yoga ladder is like being in the lift. So without you realizing, you just make progress, and very swiftly you make a progress. Whereas here, it is a hard effort which one has to do to control one's mind, senses, and then to cultivate sattva, and then to restrain everything, and then to go ahead. No, you can mute. Somebody is unmute. The background sound is coming. So this is what he is mentioning here. At that time, it was not clearly perceivable, just as the super soul residing in every living heart is not clearly perceivable. Therefore, instead of saying he performed devotion service, the Lord says he attains devotion service. It is just like a person keeping gold and gem within the mixture of beans. After the beans are removed, the gold and gems which were already present become separately available in their pure form. So very beautiful. Lord is saying, even karma jnana yoga performer, whatever progress he made was because of bhakti, but he did not realize it. Later on, when he comes to the Brahman platform and then he wants to take up to bhakti, then he understands, I was practicing bhakti only, but in an unperceivable way. And then that time, Lord reveals in his heart that, see, because of bhakti only you made progress, because of my mercy you made progress, and now you have to take direct shelter of the process of devotional service. So what happens after attaining devotion? So now after coming to a Brahman platform, those who had only this much aspiration, then they reach to only this platform. But then those who wanted to go higher, then they take up to the devotional service of the Lord. This is a general yoga ladder. Now, after attaining to the devotional service of the Lord, what happens? That is mentioned. This is text number 18.55. Bhaktya mam avijanati yavane chasmi tatvata tato mam tattvato gyatva visate tat anantaram. Somebody can read.
One can
One can
understand me.
understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God.
So what Lord is saying, one can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So one aspect here Lord is beautifully saying, one can understand me as I am only by devotion service. That means one can understand the personal feature of the Lord, which Lord is in one way, Lord is fully, or Lord is fully manifested in his personal aspect. And Lord is saying that is what I am. And how one can truly know this aspect of the Lord, that how Lord is fully present in his personal feature, in his Bhagavan feature. So Lord is saying that can happen only by bhakti, that can happen only by devotional service. That means by karma, jnana, yoga and all other processes, one cannot understand Lord in his personal feature. And then Lord says, after understanding this by bhakti, that I am a person, I am Supreme Personality of Godhead. By understanding this by bhakti, then what happens is one becomes full conscious of me, that how Lord is everywhere, how everything is happening by the sweet will of the Lord. So we see this, all of you might have seen this movie Mahavatar Narsimha, in that they beautifully show that Prahlad Maharaj, when he meets Lord Vishnu, and then Prahlad Maharaj requests Lord Vishnu that I just want to see you everywhere, I want to realize you. And then Lord blesses him that now you will see me everywhere. So then one song comes where you will find Prahlad Maharaj is turning here and there in trees, everywhere he sees Lord Vishnu. So that is the meaning of he becomes full conscious of me. So after understanding by bhakti the supreme personal nature of the Lord, he becomes full conscious and then he enters into the kingdom of God. That is mentioned here. So here, so Visate means he enters. So he enters the kingdom of God here does not mean that he becomes, he merges. So here Acharya is saying Visate means he enters. So when a person enters a city, so that does not matter. Hare Krishna. So when a person enters a city, so that does not mean that he merges with the city. Hare Krishna. All of you can mute yourself and whenever something is supposed to be spoken, that time only you can unmute. Thank you. So when a person enters a city, then it is perceived that he merges into the city. However, he does not become the city. This is the usage of the word visate, to enter. So meaning is that when Lord is saying that he enters my kingdom, that does not mean that he merges. He enters the kingdom and he has his individuality. So now in this particular section, about different jnanis is mentioned here. So in a simple way to understand this, in different yoga ladder, this is a platform of jnana. So after jnana, then he meditates and then he takes to the bhakti. So what is the difference between Brahmavadi and Mayavadi? So in case of Brahmavadi, they know the personal aspect of the Lord. They know that God has a personal form. But they are more attracted to the impersonal aspect of the Lord. They are Brahmavadis. And who are Mayavadis? They deny the personal form of the Lord. So even in this general yoga ladder, those who are Brahmavadis, they achieve the Brahman platform because they understand that Lord has a personal form, but then they are more attracted to the impersonal form of the Lord, so they go into the Brahman. Like we see in case of four Kumaras, they were Brahmavadis. So that's why they were coming and they were knowing that Lord Vishnu has a form. That's why they were coming to Vaikuntha Loka to see the Lord. But although they knew that Lord has a form, they were more attracted before by the impersonal aspect of the Lord. Later on, by smelling the tulsi from the lotus feet of the Lord, then they became devotees. So those who are Brahmavadis, by this general yoga ladder process, they can achieve to the Brahman platform and they can go to Brahma Jyoti. But those who are Mayavadis, they are condemned. They don't achieve anything. Srila Prabhupada says they go to hell like this. So here, about four types of jnanis are mentioned. So in a simple term, if you want to understand, then you can see in terms of Brahmavadi and Mayavadi. And more technically, Srila Vishwanath Thakur has explained. So after attaining bhakti, what happens to that person? Giving a particular case of general rule, the Lord speaks this verse. By bhakti alone, one knows me truly as either that or as me. Moreover, the Shruti says, Sattvam sanjayate jnanam. Sattva gave rise to jnanaha. This is mode of goodness. Sattva leading to knowledge. So knowledge which arises from sattva is called sattva. Just as the word sattva indicates vidya, so knowledge arising from bhakti is often called bhakti. Sometimes it is called bhakti and other time it is called jnana. So you are asking what is the difference between the two? One is knowledge arising from sattva, that is known as a sattva and that is known as a jnana. Second is knowledge arising from bhakti, also sometimes is known as a jnana. So what is the difference between the two knowledges, sattva and knowledge arising from bhakti? So he says, giving up first type of knowledge, that means giving up knowledge which came from sattva, by second type of knowledge which came from bhakti, then one can attain Brahma Sayujya. This is about whom? Brahmavadis. Those jnanis who have natural more attraction for impersonal aspect of the Lord, but they know Krishna has a God has a personal form, and they don't disrespect that form. They have respect for that also. So such people, when they come to Jnana platform, before even achieving Sayujya Mukti, even merging into the Brahma Jyoti, before that also, this elevation which they had made till Jnana, by the use of Sattva, the knowledge coming from mode of goodness, that knowledge is removed now, and then the knowledge from Bhakti comes, and that knowledge which comes from Bhakti takes them to Sayujya Mukti. That takes them to Brahma Sayujya. That is mentioned here. So now he'll talk about four types of Jnanis. So this is one category. So they come to the Jnana platform and they want Sayujya. So by executing Jnana alone without Bhakti at all, so they come to Jnana and their aspiration is that they want to merge into the Brahman. They want to achieve Sayujya Mukti. But they don't want to take shelter of Bhakti. So what happens to them? They get only suffering. They are heavily condemned. They don't get even Brahma Sayujya. So as we discussed before also, that even to make progress in all these stages, the progress happens, the result comes because of the element of bhakti. But now somebody has come to jnana, but he is not taking up to the bhakti. He is wanting to be at jnana platform alone, but he is aspiring to go to Sayujya Mukti. He is aspiring to go to Brahma Jyoti. Then he is heavily condemned. He will not get anything. This is one category. Then there is another category of jnani. Four categories Krishna Chakri Thakur will explain. So second category is, he is saying, knowing that one cannot attain liberation via jnana alone without bhakti, so they practice jnana mixed with bhakti. But they consider the form of Bhagavan as falsity, upadhi created by Maya, and consider that the body of the Lord is made of the gunas. Reaching the state of yoga ruda, they think themselves liberated. They too are condemned. This is which category? This is Mayavadi category. This is second type. So what happens is they know कि ठीक है, अभी ज्ञाना प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ गए हैं और बिना भक्ति के आगे नहीं बढ़ सकते हैं, तो वो भक्ति का सहारा लेते हैं, लेकिन वो भगवान के व्यक्तिगत रूप को नहीं मानते. दे डोंट बिलीव इन द पर्सनल फॉर्म ऑफ द लॉर्ड एंड दे consider the body of the Lord as material made of the gunas. So they are also condemned. They also don't get anything. Just imagine a person has worked so hard over so many lives, because of which he could come from karma to jnana, from karma also first to niskam karma, then niskam karma to jnana. And now he has achieved on the top level of jnana. Now he, in one way, he should directly now go to Brahman platform. He should go to Brahman Jyoti. But although he achieved such a high exalted stage of jnana platform, but here also, if he does not take shelter of bhakti, then he is condemned. He will get only suffering. He can't go to Brahman platform. Second category is, he comes to jnana platform. He knows bhakti is supposed to be done. So he takes to the center of bhakti, and that is jnana mixed with bhakti. But he does not appreciate the personal form of the Lord. He thinks that the personal form of the Lord is mundane. He is also condemned. This is Mayavadi category. So none of these two categories, they get any result. Why? Because they don't appreciate the personal form of the Lord. Because they don't take up the devotion service of the Lord. So just imagine how fortunate one is who understand that Lord is person, who understand that bhakti is the natural situation of a living entity. So how fortunate they are. There is one section, if you read, when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Udupi, and then he had conversation with Madhava Sampradaya. So Mahaprabhu did not like, Mahaprabhu told all of you are too much tattvavadis and all of you are too much caught up in ritualistic things. And then there is another section where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually meet Madhvacharya. Madhvacharya comes to Navdeep and there he happens to meet Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So Mahaprabhu says that as such in your sampradaya there are fault of being too much into tattva and ritualistic activities. But I will take birth in your sampradaya only for one reason. And what is that reason? Because in your sampradaya you believe in the personal form of the Lord. Madhvacharya actually established that how Lord is a person. So for that reason, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu became so happy that for that reason I will take birth in your sampradaya. So in India also you'll find how even among the practitioners, only those who are very fortunate, they have this understanding that Lord is a person. And even that also there is a category who take Lord as a cheap person. Lord, they take Lord very cheaply. They become sages. But very few people, very rare people who actually understand the position of the Lord also, at the same time they know that Lord is a person. Lord is not only impersonal thing. So he's saying what happens to these two jnanis, both are condemned. Now the remaining two jnanis, what happens? So he is further quoting that even if somebody is situating in Varna and Ashrama, if he does not, if any member of the four Varna and Ashrama fail to worship or intentionally disrespect the Lord, who is the source of their own creation, they will fall down from their position into the hellish state of life. Can you imagine? Even if somebody is situated in ashrama or varna, he may be brahmana, he may be sannyasi, but if he disrespects the Lord, then he falls down to the hellish condition. The meaning is that those who do not worship me, as well as those who do not worship me and also disrespect me, even if they are sannyasis, they have their knowledge, everything will be destroyed and they will fall like that. So there are two things are very important. One is called conception, second is known as consciousness. So what is our conception about God? That plays a very big role. And second is what is our consciousness in approaching the God. So if somebody has a conception where he knows that Lord is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and Lord has a personal form. And second is he has a consciousness that I am a servant of the Lord and I am supposed to serve. Such a person is most rare and such a person is most dear to the Supreme Lord. If somebody has these two, we see Atri Rishi in Bhagavatam, how much austerities he did, standing on one leg for so many years. But then he was not knowing who is supreme. He was just meditating that whosoever is supreme, please come. And then all three came, Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, because he was not actually having a clear conception. He was not knowing the position of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So although he performed such big austerities, but then because of not having a proper conception, he was confused. And Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport that he was not having this proper conception. Sometimes we may have a proper conception, but we may not have pure consciousness. We may come to Krishna, but then we may have material desires, we may have other aspects. Then also they don't make progress. So here it is mentioned that these people, if they disrespect the Lord, then they fall down. So these jnanis, yani two types of jnanis. One who does not take shelter of bhakti. Second, who takes shelter of bhakti but disrespect the personal form of the Lord. They fall down because of their aparadha to the Lord. And then he's quoting from Vashana Bhasya. The Jivan Muktas, if they are offenders to the Lord of inconceivable great Shakti, again enter into the illusion of samsara. Jivan Mukta means Brahman platform they have achieved. They are have realized we are not this body, we are soul. So they have come here. They are on the boundary of the material world where they can exit material world. But where to go now? They are on 0, 0. Where to go? Now they are not taking shelter of bhakti, so they can't go to spiritual realm. They are disrespecting the Supreme Lord. They can't go to the spiritual realm. Then what happens? They are again thrown into the illusion of samsara because of their offense to the Supreme Lord. So they made such a big effort to come to 0, 0 level to come out of this material bondage. But then they are not able to enter into the spiritual realm because you can come to 0, 0 platform by your uh, uh, by the knowledge coming from sattva, by your own efforts, and Krishna will reciprocate as per your efforts, and he'll make you elevate till 0, 0. But then beyond that, one has to take shelter of bhakti. Beyond that, one has to worship the Supreme Lord. Then only he can enter into the spiritual realm. Now, other two categories. So, first two we discussed. Now, this is third category. Those who practice jnana mixed with bhakti, but they respect Sachidanand form of the Lord. But so they practice jnana mixed with bhakti. Second, they respect the Lord, but they have natural attraction for the impersonal aspect of the Lord. They achieve Sahyajya Mukti. This is third category. And then there is a fourth category. So what is fourth category? They are jnani only, but somehow or other, either by the association of devotees or because of Lord's mercy, they get attracted to the personal form of the Lord. So then they are considered the most praiseworthy jnani because then they take up to the devotional service of the Lord and then they enter into the spiritual world. So these are four types of jnanis. Two are condemned, they fall, and two are praiseworthy and they cross samsara. Okay, so now from text number 56 onward, we'll discuss next Monday. Mostly next week, we'll be able to complete this chapter because only now two sections are remaining. So one is from text number 49 to 55, which we covered, and this next section that we will cover next time, and then we'll conclude. Hare Krishna. So, any questions anybody has, they can ask me. Yes, Neelmani.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Prabhuji, you told about yoga ladder, Prabhuji. So it is must required to come in this stage, bhakti stage, follow the yoga ladder, और मतलब ऐसे आ सकते हैं डायरेक्ट, या फिर दूसरा क्वेश्चन कि हम लोग जो भक्ति कर रहे हैं वो सब हम लोग ये योगा लीडर को फॉलो करके आगे आए होंगे या फिर ऐसे आए हैं?
नहीं, तो हम चर्चा किए ना, योगा लैडर दो है। एक है जनरल योगा लैडर जो अधिकांश वेदास में बताया गया है, जो शास्त्र में बताया गया है, जिसके बारे में हमने चर्चा किया। आज का जो सेक्शन है भगवान ने वो जनरल योगा लैडर के बारे में बताया। एक है प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लैडर कि आप शुरू से ही भक्ति में लग गए, लेकिन अभी भी आपको कर्म के प्रति आसक्ति है, काम वासनाएं हैं, भौतिक इच्छाएं हैं। तो हमारा प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लैडर है जिसमें हम कर्म योगा करेंगे, फिर ज्ञान योगा की स्तर पे जाएंगे, फिर हम भक्ति योगा की स्तर पे आएंगे। तो हम भक्ति कर रहे हैं, लेकिन हमारा और भक्ति शुद्ध होता रहेगा, हम और अच्छे भक्त बनते रहेंगे। तो हमारा जो प्रोसेस है वो बहुत आसान होता है क्योंकि हम पहले ही से भक्ति का आश्रय ले रहे हैं। हमको पहले ही से पता है कि कृष्ण भगवान जो है सुप्रीम लॉर्ड है। हमको पहले ही से पता है कि भक्ति एक तरीका है भगवान को अप्रोच करने का। तो इसलिए हमारा जर्नी बहुत आसान हो जाता है और बहुत जल्दी हो जाता है। हाँ, ठीक है रेनमनी साहब।
यस प्रभु, वो उनके स्टेज में कर्म पूरा छोड़ देते हैं, भक्ति में कूद जाते हैं, फिर ऐसे ऐसे पूरा।
नहीं
तो
नहीं,
क्या
उनके में क्या है, पहले कर्म करते हैं, फिर कर्म छोड़ते हैं, तब फिर ज्ञान पे आते हैं, फिर ज्ञान छोड़ते हैं, ध्यान करते हैं, फिर ध्यान छोड़ते हैं, फिर भक्ति करते हैं।
तो उनमें प्रभु फिर फॉल डाउन का ऑप्शन नहीं रहता होगा? मतलब
फॉल
भक्ति
डाउन
छूट
का
गई, जैसे भक्ति
नहीं,
में
फॉल
पहुंच गए तो फिर नीचे आने का कोई ऑप्शन नहीं रहता होगा क्या?
भक्ति में पहुंचने के बाद में,
हाँ।
हाँ, तो उनके केस में क्या है, देखिए उनका हृदय ऑलरेडी एक तरीके से शुद्ध है। अगर उस स्तर पे आगे, जैसे वो ब्राह्मण स्तर पे आ चुके हैं, आपने देखा ना क्वालिफिकेशन क्या है ब्राह्मण स्तर का, उसका माइंड कंट्रोल है, सेंस कंट्रोल है, भौतिक इच्छा नहीं है, करेक्ट ना। अब ब्राह्मण प्लेटफॉर्म पे आके अगर वो भक्ति ले लेते हैं तो एकदम शुद्ध भक्ति करते हैं। जैसे फोर कुमाराज आप देखिए, जैसे ही उन्होंने स्मेल किया, खत्म, प्योर डिवोटीज बन गए वो। हमारे स्तर पे क्या है, भक्ति की मदद से ये सारी चीजें साफ होंगी। इनके केस में क्या है, इन्होंने जनरल योगा लैडर के तरीके से अपने हृदय को साफ किया, लेकिन इनके में ट्रबल सम है, बहुत समय लगता है, और अंत में इनको भी भक्ति का आश्रय लेना पड़ेगा, ये फर्क।
थैंक यू प्रदीप।
हरे कृष्ण। ये समन प्रभु।
थैंक यू प्रभु। प्रभु जी, ये जनरल योगा लेटर जो है और प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लेटर है, इसमें जैसे सपोज मैं जनरल योगा लेटर का ज्ञान योग उठाता हूँ और प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लेटर का ज्ञान योग, तो इसमें अंतर क्या होगा, मतलब कैसे समझेंगे?
अंतर ये है कि जो जनरल योगा लैडर है उसमें जो ज्ञान है वो सत्व से आ रहा है, बट जो प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लैडर है उसमें जो ज्ञान है वो भक्ति से आ रहा है। जब आप भक्ति करते हैं तो भक्ति से दो चीज आती हैं, ज्ञान और वैराग्य, आपका भक्ति वाला ज्ञान है, ये फर्क है।
और प्रभु जी, ये इसमें डिफरेंस रहता है कि सेम रहता है, लाइक गोल उसमें लॉर्ड कृष्णा ही, जैसे जनरल जो योगा लेटर में मेंशन किया गया है उसमें जो योगी रहता है उसका गोल लॉर्ड कृष्णा रहते हैं, या लॉर्ड कृष्णा के अदर फॉर्म्स लाइक इम्पर्सनल एस्पेक्ट, या मींस सुपर सोल वाला फॉर्म, तो
नहीं तो
ये रहता है।
वो हमने चर्चा किया ना कि चार प्रकार के ज्ञानी हैं। तो
हम्म।
ऐसे भी ज्ञानी हैं जो भक्ति का सहारा ही नहीं लेते हैं। ऐसे भी ज्ञानी हैं जो भगवान के रूप को नहीं मानते हैं। फिर ऐसे भी ज्ञानी हैं जो रूप को मानते हैं लेकिन उनका ब्रह्म ज्योति से ज्यादा आकर्षण होता है। और ऐसे भी ज्ञानी हैं जो भगवान की कृपा से या भक्तों की कृपा से भगवान की भक्ति में पूरी तरीके से लग जाते हैं।
तो प्रभु जी, मैं जो समझ पाया ये प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लैडर में, ये मतलब कि व्यक्ति है वो भक्ति कर रहा है, बट उसकी टेंडेंसी के हिसाब से ये चीजें डिवाइडेड है, कि जैसे उसके हार्ट में डिजायर हो सकता है कि मतलब मुझे कुछ कर्म करना है या कुछ उसका ऐसा डिजायर हो, बट वो क्या कर रहा है कि वो कर्म कर रहा है लेकिन वो कृष्ण को ऑफर कर दे रहा है, तो
हाँ
ऐसा
तो
है क्या?
यस, हमारे केस में क्या है, हम शुरू से ही भक्ति कर रहे हैं, लेकिन अब उस भक्ति में जो है कुछ कर्म का मिश्रण है, कुछ ज्ञान का मिश्रण है, वो सब इम्प्योरिटीज। अब धीरे धीरे करके जैसे ही आप भक्ति करते रहेंगे, जो कर्म कर रहे हैं लेकिन भक्ति भी कर रहे हैं, तो धीरे धीरे करके जो कर्म मिश्रण है उस भक्ति में वो प्योर हो जाएगा। फिर ज्ञान है भक्ति में जो मिश्रण, वो प्योर हो जाएगा। फिर धीरे धीरे करके क्या है, आपका भक्ति जो है शुद्ध हो जाएगी। आप कर भक्ति रहे, और भक्ति की सहायता से ही ये होगा, हम अलग से कोई और विधि का सहायता नहीं लेते, ये फर्क है।
तो जी, कोई अंतर है क्या लाइक योगा और भक्ति में?
नहीं, कौन सा योगा बोल रहे हो आप?
मतलब ये जो योगा वर्ड और ऐसा।
नहीं, वो योगा वर्ड कौन सा वाला योगा, जनरल योगा लेटर में योगा वर्ड या भक्ति योगा वाला योगा?
जनरल जनरल योगा।
हाँ, तो जनरल में हमने चर्चा किया ना, जनरल में तो वो अपने हिसाब से आगे बढ़ता है। जो उसका कर्म है, ज्ञान है, उसके बाद में वो योग पे जाएगा, ब्रह्मन स्तर पे जाएगा, और फिर चार प्रकार के डेस्टिनेशन हमने चर्चा किया ना उसके बारे में।
Yes, प्रभु। और प्रभु जी, ये जो प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लैडर है, तो इसमें जो डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्टेजेस बताए गए जैसे सकाम, निष्काम, ज्ञान, अष्टांग, तो क्या ये मतलब लाइक सुपीरियोरिटी के लेवल पे बताई गई हैं क्या?
नहीं, जैसा मैंने आपको बताया, सिंपल सा चीज है, आप शुरू से ही भक्ति कर रहे हैं, लेकिन उस भक्ति में कर्म का मिश्रण है, ज्ञान का मिश्रण है। ये मिश्रण जितना जितना साफ हो जाएगा उतना आपका भक्ति और अच्छा हो जाएगा, तो वो स्तर है ना।
ओके प्रभु।
हाँ, तो पहले कर्म का मिश्रण साफ हुआ, ज्ञान का मिश्रण साफ हुआ, फिर आप शुद्ध भक्ति करने लग गए, तो फिर आप और ऊपर पहुंच जाएंगे। ठीक है। ओके, नेक्स्ट।
थैंक यू प्रभु।
कल्याणपुर वॉइस से।
to see, like you have told this third category of yogi, third category of ज्ञानी भक्ति. So वो क्या है, उनका ज्ञान मिश्र भक्ति होता है. तो ज्ञान मिश्र भक्ति होता है. So their ultimate destination is सायुज्य मुक्ति. तो the first question is सायुज्य मुक्ति and this ब्रह्मन प्लेटफॉर्म पे जो पहुंचते हैं, like चतुष कुमार थे, is it same or different?
नहीं, जैसे मैंने आपको बताया, ये भौतिक दुनिया है और ये आध्यात्मिक दुनिया है. एक है भौतिक दुनिया में जीव फंसा हुआ है, अब मेहनत करके भौतिक दुनिया के बिल्कुल आउटर कवरिंग पे आ चुका है. वो है 00 प्लेटफॉर्म. वो है ब्रह्मन प्लेटफॉर्म, जिसमें है वो तीनों गुणों के इन्फ्लुएंस से ऑलमोस्ट जो है बच गया है. वो 00 प्लेटफॉर्म पे, लेकिन है भौतिक दुनिया ही में. वो ब्रह्मन प्लेटफॉर्म है, उसने रियलाइज कर लिया मैं बॉडी नहीं, मैं सोल हूं, लेकिन है मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में. लेकिन ब्रह्म ज्योति में सायुज्य मुक्ति यानी कि वो स्पिरिचुअल रेल में चला गया है. तो यहाँ क्या चर्चा हो रहा है, भगवान क्या बताते हैं कि ब्रह्मन प्लेटफॉर्म तो अचीव हो गया, उसने जान लिया मैं शरीर नहीं आत्मा हूँ. अब यहाँ से जब भगवान के धाम में घुसना है, चाहे भले सायुज्य मुक्ति क्यों ना हो, उसके लिए भक्ति का सहारा चाहिए.
जी
हाँ.
इसमें भी जैसे लाइक सपोज दैट जिसने भक्ति का सहारा लिया, तो भक्ति एलिमेंट, जो भक्ति का प्रोसेस है वो बहुत ही मिस अट्रैक्टिव है. सो फिर उसको वो भक्ति ने वो अट्रैक्ट क्यों नहीं किया, और वो सायुज्य मुक्ति पे क्यों मतलब हो गया जी, लाइक सायुज्य मुक्ति इज कंडेम.
हाँ, नहीं नहीं, देखिए क्या है, आप सही बोल रहे हैं, भक्ति प्रोसेस बहुत अट्रैक्टिव है. लेकिन क्या होता है, भक्ति में या तो वैष्णव की कृपा या भगवान की कृपा मिलती है, तो ही व्यक्ति भक्ति में इस तरीके से लग पाता है. अगर वो कृपा नहीं मिलती है तो वो अट्रैक्ट नहीं हो पाता है.
सो फिर उसने क्या किया ऐसा कि जो भक्ति उसने प्रैक्टिस किया, मीन्स तो बिकॉज भक्ति इज रिक्वायर्ड फॉर गोइंग टू सायुज्य मुक्ति ऑल्सो. सो व्हाट लाइक व्हाट फॉल्ट व्हाट मिस्टेक ही हैज डन जिसकी वजह से उसको भक्त की और भगवान की कृपा नहीं मिली.
उसको आप जैसे वैष्णव नहीं मिले बीच में.
अरे वो
तो यही तो देखिए उन्होंने उदाहरण में दिया है ना कि चतुर कुमार हैं, एक तरीके से वो भी ब्रह्मवादी थे, लेकिन क्या डिफरेंस हो गया उनके केस में, जय विजय से उनका संपर्क हो गया, जय विजय के कारण उनको भगवान की कृपा मिल गई. जो बाकी लोग होते हैं उनके जीवन में वैष्णव नहीं आते हैं, तो वैष्णव नहीं आते हैं तो उनको जो है भक्ति करते हैं, लेकिन उनको आकर्षण जो है ब्रह्म ज्योति के प्रति ज्यादा हो, इसलिए वो वहां पर ज्यादा जाते हैं.
दिस
अगर
लास्ट क्वेश्चन.
प्रमाणिक वैष्णव मिल गया तो पक्का ही भक्ति में लगेगा वो.
And this last question, तो जी like you were telling कि जनरल योगा लीडर सिस्टम कि until unless भक्ति एलिमेंट नहीं है, सो वो आगे प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर सकता. सो जी ये भक्ति एलिमेंट है क्या, मीन्स व्हाट आई एम अंडरस्टैंडिंग भक्ति मीन्स कि इफ एनी एक्टिविटी वी आर डूइंग इन रिलेशनशिप विद कृष्णा, सो देन
नहीं
ओनली इज
नहीं,
भक्ति.
भक्ति क्या है, नौविधा भक्ति भक्ति है. भगवान का नाम लेना, भगवान का सुनना, वो सब करना. तो जो जनरल योगा लैडर होता है उसमें वो भक्ति एलिमेंट होता है, लेकिन वो डायरेक्टली वो भक्ति नहीं करना चाहते, वो तो कर्म करना चाहते हैं. तो वेदास में पढ़ते हैं तो उसमें क्या होगा, कुछ यज्ञ होगा, उसमें लास्ट में होगा तद विष्णु अर्पणम, तो उन्होंने भगवान का नाम ले लिया, तो भक्ति एलिमेंट हो गया. लेकिन वो डायरेक्टली परसीव नहीं कर रहे हैं भक्ति. ये डिफरेंस है. हमारे केस में क्या है, हम परसीव कर रहे हैं भक्ति, हम डायरेक्ट भगवान का नाम ले रहे हैं, भगवान के बारे में सुन रहे हैं, तो हमको भक्ति योगी बोला जाता है शुरू से. लेकिन हम शुद्ध भक्ति योगी नहीं है, क्योंकि कर्म का मिश्रण है, ज्ञान का मिश्रण है, जो जैसे जैसे चला जाएगा वैसे वैसे.
सबका चल रहा है.
हरे कृष्णा. इज इट क्लियर अंतदेव ब्रो?
No, Puji, last part we have missed, Puji. Like You have told कि little some component he will practice, then after you are telling something. In this
हाँ, तो
channel
उनके
level.
केस में क्या है, वो परसीव नहीं कर रहे हैं, वो तो कर्म ही कर रहे हैं। लेकिन हमारा वैदिक सिस्टम कैसा है कि भक्ति को छुपा के दिया हुआ है, उनको पता नहीं चलता है, वो तो इंद्र की पूजा करेंगे, उनके अनुसार तो ध्यान में इंद्र ही है। लेकिन लास्ट में कहीं होगा तद विष्णु अर्पणम, तो उससे क्या होगा, वो भक्ति होगी थोड़ी सी। तो ऐसा करके वो आगे बढ़ते रहते, आगे बढ़ते आगे बढ़ते। लेकिन जब वो ब्रह्मन प्लेटफॉर्म पे आ जाते हैं, अब उनको परसीव वे में भक्ति करना है, वो डिफरेंस है। कोई बोलेगा भक्ति तो ऐसे हो ही रहा है, ज्ञान के ऊपर क्यों नहीं जा रहे हैं, अब उनको परसीव वे में भक्ति करना है। अगर वो नहीं करते हैं तो वापस संसार में चले जाते हैं। भक्ति करते हैं लेकिन भगवान के रूप को नहीं मानते हैं तो वापस, भक्ति करते हैं, रूप को भी मानते हैं, लेकिन ब्रह्म ज्योति से आकर्षित है तो वहां चले जाते हैं। और किसी वैष्णव के संपर्क में आ गए तो फिर भगवान के वैकुंठ धाम या गोलोक धाम में चलेंगे। ठीक है। यस विश्वास। हाँ बोलो रानी देव।
जी like he means you have told कि there are one category जो he knows कि what, जैसे कुमार के चतुष कुमार के केस में था प्रभु, he knows what about भक्ति. So Prabhuji, like from where he got to know, like because bhakti we can understand from devotee only. So right.
योगा लेटर बहुत डिफिकल्ट है, इसलिए कनेक्शन भी कितनी बार टूट रहा है। तो आपका पॉइंट है कि उनको पता कैसे चला कि भगवान का रूप है, ज्ञान से।
No Prabhuji, like, so Prabhuji, why they have not become attracted to that? Because already is Lord का
हाँ
हम पता चला.
हाँ, यस यस। तो आप एक बात बताइए, प्रभुपाद जी के आने से पहले भारत में गीता प्रेस गोरखपुर ने कितनी गीता डिस्ट्रीब्यूट की थी? करोड़ों गीता थी, कितने सारे लोगों के घर में गीता थी, भक्त कितने लोग बने?
So
इसलिए
Prabhuji,
डिवोटी का महिमा बहुत ज्यादा बताया है।
So Prabhuji, for bhakti means in success in bhakti, so three things is required: consumption and consciousness, that should be clear, and one devotee should in your life. Without three, not possible it is. These three
हाँ,
things should be there.
डिवोटी नहीं रहेगा तो हाँ, डिवोटी नहीं रहेगा तो भक्ति जीवन में ही नहीं आ पाए। यस विश्वास करो।
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी, प्रणाम प्रभु जी। एक जस्ट फॉलो अप क्वेश्चन इसमें था कि जब हम लोग भक्ति बोल रहे हैं तो भक्ति का मतलब ये होना डिवोशनल सर्विस, डिवोशनल सर्विस
यस
ना। तो
यस।
जब हम लोग जो लोग सायुज्य मुक्ति जो पा रहे हैं वो यही हुआ ना कि भगवान के इम्पर्सनल एस्पेक्ट के प्रति वो डिवोशनल सर्विस कर रहे हैं, क्योंकि जब सर्विस कर रहे हैं तो इट हैज टू बी समवन जिनको हम सर्विस करें, तो उनके इम्पर्सनल एस्पेक्ट के प्रति वो सर्विस कर रहे हैं, इसलिए वो सायुज्य मुक्ति पा रहे हैं, ऐसा है?
नहीं नहीं नहीं, देखिए क्या है, जो हम डिवोशन सर्विस जो आप बात कर रहे हैं, उसमें क्या रहता है, एक एक्टिव वो है, जैसे कि 5 रस है। तो जो शांत रस है, आप बताओ वो कैसे एक्टिवली सेवा करेंगे?
जैसे ट्रीज वगैरह।
जो शांत रस में है वो कैसे करते हैं, बस स्मरण करके सेवा करते हैं।
हम्म।
वो उच्चारण नहीं करेंगे भगवान का नाम, लीला नहीं सुनेंगे, तो उस भगवान के लिए सेवा नहीं करेंगे। तो जो सबसे नीचे वाला रस है उसको शांत रस बोलते हैं। तो ये जो साहिज्य वाले हैं ये सब शांत रस वाले ही होते हैं।
अच्छा।
हाँ, तो ये कैसे भक्ति करेंगे, ध्यान करके, ऐसे भगवान के रूप है, उस पर ध्यान करेंगे। लेकिन इनको पता है भगवान का व्यक्तिगत रूप है, भगवान स्वामी है, ब्रह्मन में चले जाएंगे।
तो जो लोग सायुज्य मुक्ति पाते हैं वो लोग भी भगवान के रूप पे ही एक तरीके से ध्यान करते हैं वहां पे, और वो ब्रह्मन में जैसे वो जाके विलीन हो जाते हैं।
आ, हाँ, ऐसा बताया गया है कि भगवान के रूप में ध्यान करते हैं, लेकिन उनको पता है कि भगवान का ये रूप है, लेकिन उनका ज्यादा आकर्षण होता है इम्पर्सनल फीचर से।
हम्म।
उनको ऐसा लगता है कि भगवान का ये जो फीचर है ज्यादा विशेष है।
लेकिन ध्यान
तो
करने के लिए उनको एक
वननेस
फॉर्म
का
चाहिए।
फीलिंग रहता है। हाँ, ध्यान करने के लिए वो पहले तो वो खुद ही पे ध्यान करते हैं कि मैं आत्मा हूँ,
हम्म।
उसके बाद में वो परमात्मा पे ध्यान देते हैं।
तो मतलब वो जो ग्रीन पैरेट वाला एग्जांपल आता है वो वहां पे है, लेकिन वो उस ट्री पे बैठा हुआ है, लेकिन वो जानता है कि वहां पे एक मेन भी भगवान भी है, उन पे वो बैठे बैठे वहां पे ध्यान करता है, बस वो उनके ऊपर वो वहां पे ब्रह्मन में रह के भगवान पे बस वो लोग ध्यान करते हैं, वही उनकी सर्विस है, डिवोशनल सर्विस, वही भक्ति है उनके लिए।
हाँ, बस वही उनकी भक्ति।
अब
कुछ
प्रभु जी,
कार्य नहीं करते वो, कुछ सेवा नहीं करते।
जी एक क्वेश्चन ये था कि जो हम लोग प्रोग्रेसिव योगा लेटर में हम लोगों ने देखा कि कैसे पहले कर्म योग है, फिर ज्ञान योग है। तो उसमें हमारा जैसे जैसे कर्म वाला वो पोर्शन खत्म होता है, फिर ज्ञान वाला पोर्शन खत्म होता है, फिर हमारा भक्ति योग शुरू होता है। लेकिन क्या ये ऐसा है क्या कि एक खत्म होगा कर्म योगा, फिर हमारा ज्ञान योगा शुरू होगा? ऐसा है क्या कुछ, या फिर साइमल्टेनियसली चल सकते हैं? हमारा कर्म वाला पोर्शन भी प्योरीफाई हो रहा है, हमारा ज्ञान वाला पोर्शन भी साइमल्टेनियसली प्योरीफाई हो रहा है। तो वो साइमल्टेनियसली सब वो दोनों प्योरीफाई भी हो सकते हैं ना? कि जैसे हम लोग हैं तो अपने लिए कुछ ऐसा स्पेसिफिकली कह सकते हैं कि इस टाइम पे मैं इस सेक्शन में हूँ कि मेरा कर्म योग वाला जो कर्म वाला है वो सेक्शन प्योरीफाई हो रहा है, फिर मैं पूरा प्योरीफाई जब कर लूंगा तब मेरा ज्ञान वाला शुरू होगा प्योरीफाई होना, या फिर दोनों एक साथ हो सकते हैं?
हाँ, तो भक्ति में ऐसा कुछ नहीं है कि पहले कर्म होगा फिर ज्ञान होगा फिर ये होगा फिर ये होगा। हमें क्या करना है, क्योंकि हमारा तरीका एक ही है, चाहे कर्म को प्योरीफाई करना है चाहे ज्ञान को प्योरीफाई करना है, भगवान का आश्रय लेना है।
हम्म।
तो हमें क्या करना है, अच्छी तरीके से भगवान का आश्रय लेना है। अब भगवान के ऊपर है। अब देखिए, बिलमंगल ठाकुर एक समय पहले तो इतना कामुक थे, उसके पीछे भाग रहे थे, एक क्षण के बाद में इतने शुद्ध भक्त वृंदावन भाग रहे। तो भक्ति का कुछ कह नहीं सकते, कृपा के ऊपर है ना, भक्ति तो कृपा का मार्ग है। हमें क्या करना है, हमें अच्छी तरीके से प्रमाणिक भक्ति करनी है। अब भगवान के ऊपर है कि वो धीरे धीरे करके शुद्धिकरण करें या तुरंत शुद्धिकरण कर दें। भक्ति में आप उसको नहीं बता सकते हो कैसे हो जाएगा किसका। इसलिए भक्ति में हम ऐसा नहीं बोलते कि ये पहले जो है ये भक्त कर्म मिश्रित भक्त है, फिर ये ज्ञान मिश्रित भक्त होगा, फिर ये हम एक समझाने के लिए बता देते हैं। लेकिन भक्ति में ऐसा असली में लैडर नहीं है। भक्ति में हम क्या बताते हैं कि साधु संग किया, फिर आप भजन कर रहे हो, भजन करके आपके अनर्थ वो हो जाएंगे, फिर बस निष्ठा के बाद में आसक्ति रुचि भाव करें।
हाँ प्रभु जी, एक अंतिम प्रश्न ये है, जो हमारा जनरल योगा लेटर है उसमें हमारा आपने ज्ञान और ध्यान के बीच में एक योग लिखा था। तो योग वो क्या योग ध्यान से इस तरीके से भिन्न है क्या कि योग में वो लोग वो जो आसनास होते हैं, जो ब्रीथिंग कंट्रोल प्रैक्टिसेस होती हैं, और ध्यान वाले में
हाँ,
मेडिटेशन वाला पार्ट है?
राइट। एक्चुअली क्या है, योग में ही ध्यान आता है। जैसे योग में शुरू में तो प्राणायाम वगैरह ये सब करते हैं, उसके बाद योग में आगे धारणा ध्यान समाधि,
हम्म। हाँ।
उस योग की पद्धति है, योग की ही पद्धति है।
हाँ, समाधि,
तो असली में तो वैसे कर्मा ज्ञान फिर योगा फिर भक्ति योगा।
हम्म। तो ध्यान वाला इम्प्लिसिट है योगा में ही।
यस।
ठीक है, थैंक यू प्रभु जी, हरे कृष्ण।
ये हरे कृष्ण, यस श्रीनिवास बोल।
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, दंडवत प्रणाम प्रभु जी।
हाँ, हरे कृष्ण धनंत नाम यस बोल।
प्रभु जी एक क्वेश्चन था प्रभु जी, जैसे ये जो सायुज्य मुक्ति होती है प्रभु जी, भक्त लोग नहीं चाहते। और कई बार प्रभु जी
हाँ,
हम ये भी सुनते हैं, आयुचे कृष्ण परम पदम तथा पतंती यथा। यानी कि जो सायुज्य मुक्ति वाले हैं वो वापस मटेरियल वर्ल्ड में आ जाते हैं। ऐसा होता है क्या प्रभु जी कि सायुज्य मुक्ति से फिर वापस कैसे आ जाएंगे प्रभु जी? जैसे मटेरियल वर्ल्ड से बाहर चले गए ना वो तो।
हाँ, नहीं बाहर तो चले जाते हैं, लेकिन क्या है, जो जीव है वो आनंद की तलाश में।
हम्म।
तो वहां पर क्या, आपको इटर्निटी एस्पेक्ट तो मिल जाता है, आप इटर्नल रहते हो,
हम्म।
लेकिन यहाँ पर आनंद नहीं मिलता है, क्योंकि आनंद जो है वो संबंध से मिलता है। संबंध एक व्यक्ति से होता है, और उनका भगवान के व्यक्तिगत रूप के प्रति उतना आकर्षण है नहीं। तो इसलिए
हम्म।
उनका भगवान से एक लविंग संबंध नहीं है। लविंग संबंध नहीं है तो इसलिए लविंग सेवा नहीं है। तो इसलिए उनको आनंद महसूस नहीं होता है।
प्रभु जी।
और क्योंकि वो आनंद महसूस नहीं होता है, इसलिए वो फिर खुद ही वापस आते हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि उनको फेंका जाता है कि अभी खत्म हो गया तुम्हारा काम। वो खुद ही आते हैं कि प्रभु रहने दो, हम वापस चले जाते हैं ऐसे।
अच्छा, ओके। लेकिन प्रभु जी अगर वो दास्य रस में प्रभु जी, तो उनको भगवान को स्मरण करके हैप्पीनेस तो मिलना चाहिए ना, जैसे। सॉरी,
नहीं, वो तो
शांत
है।
रस।
हाँ, नहीं इसमें क्या, देखिए ये बताया गया है कि वो इस तरीके से मेडिटेट करते हैं फिर ऊपर जाते हैं, लेकिन उनका इस प्रकार का भाव नहीं है कि उनको
हम्म।
वैसे ही करना है। उनकी तो आदत है कि कर्मा किया तो ज्ञान पे आए तो कर्म छोड़ दिया, योग पे आए तो ज्ञान छोड़ दिया, ज्ञान पे आए तो योग छोड़ दिया। तो हो सकता है ऊपर जब जाते होंगे तो ये स्मरण भी छोड़ देते होंगे।
अच्छा, ओके प्रभु जी। हम्म। हाँ, ओके, थैंक यू प्रभु जी। और श्रीनिवास प्रभु का भी एक क्वेश्चन था प्रभु जी।
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
हाँ।
Prabhuji, I just wanted
यस।
to clear my understanding. Ki Prabhuji, in general, we say Christians, they say, "Thou shall not kill," but they eat animals, right? Now they are because they are doing a mistake, because it's clear कि भगवान जीसस डोंट नो वेदर कि उनको मेंशन नहीं करना है, करना नहीं करना पता नहीं है क्या, ऐसे करके. Similarly, when we sometimes like this विशते word, तो विशते भगवान को लॉर्ड नोस विच वर्ड पे यूज, समथिंग लाइक दैट, बट आचार्य सम अदर स्क्रिप्चर्स से कोट करके अंडरस्टैंडिंग देते हैं हमको. It's like that only, right, Prabhuji? Because as per this one I want to declare means how to understand some words की हमको अंडरस्टैंडिंग के लिए आचार्य से एक्सप्लेन करते हैं कि दिस इज नॉट लाइक दैट.
मीन्स हाउ टू अंडरस्टैंड मीन्स जैसे आचार्य समझाते हैं वैसे समझना है. उसमें
Means-
क्वेश्चन क्या है आपका?
हाँ, मीन्स उसको दूसरे स्क्रिप्चर से कोट करके समझाते हैं, वेयर एज क्रिश्चियंस डू नॉट कोट लाइक दैट एंड एक्सप्लेन.
नहीं, तो देखिए क्या है, हमारा जो शिक्षा प्रणाली है उसमें हम लोग वेदास को मानते हैं, वेदास को हम रिस्पेक्ट करते हैं. क्रिश्चियन हैं, कुरान और बाकी जितने भी धर्म हैं वो वेदास को नहीं मानते. तो उनके लिए क्या, उनका एक ही ग्रंथ है. जैसे क्रिश्चियन के लिए बाइबल है और इस्लाम के लिए कुरान है. तो उनका उनका तरीका अलग है. हमारे केस में तो हमारा पूरा वैदिक विजडम है. तो हमारे जितने भी आचार्य कुछ भी कोट करेंगे उसको शास्त्रों से सब्सटेंशिएट करेंगे ऐसा.
Yes, whenever anyone says anything, they should be quoted from other scripture as well. Like whenever Prabhupada says anything, it is quoted
Yes.
from other scripture also. So anyone
Yes.
is saying anything, we should ask them ki, where are you saying, from where you are saying, reference. If
हाँ,
they
तो
are
वो तो है
explaining
ही.
any particular word of.
यस, यस, गुरु साधु शास्त्र जो है वो तीनों का समन्वय होना चाहिए.
Yes, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji.
यस, पवन तू.
Prabhuji,
Yeah,
one more thing. Sometimes कभी कभी like sometimes in some places parts की विश्वनाथ Thakur explains the background of a particular aspect और
यस,
any
आगे.
अच्छा, तो उसको मीन्स वो कई स्क्रिप्चर मीन्स होना नहीं ऐसे, इट्स नॉट नेसेसरी ना प्रोजी. सो
हाँ, तो
उसको
इसमें क्या होता है देखिए,
यस प्रोजी.
स्क्रिप्चर्स में भी श्रुति है और स्मृति है. तो जो श्रुति है उसका आपको सारा कोटेशन मिलेगा, जो श्रुति एस्पेक्ट है. और जो श्रुति एस्पेक्ट है उसमें सिद्धांत आप अच्छी तरीके से स्थापित कर सकते हैं. अब लेकिन जहां तक भगवान का भक्तों के साथ में आदान प्रदान है, भगवान के जो पर्सनल इंटरेक्शंस हैं, तो वो तो श्रुति में मेंशन नहीं रहेंगे नेचुरली.
यस प्रोजी.
तो वो तो जो भगवान के क्लोज डिवोटीज हैं, क्लोज एसोसिएट हैं, वही वर्णन कर सकते हैं. तो वो स्मृति के माध्यम से आता है. तो स्मृति का कोटेशन नहीं होता. जैसे कि अगर मैं बोलूँ कि प्रभु मेरे को एक ऐसा एक्सपीरियंस मिला, मैं ऐसे जा रहा था, ये हुआ, मुझे लगा भगवान मेरे साथ ऐसा कर रहे हैं, भगवान ने ऐसा किया, तो उसको आप बोलेंगे प्रभु जी इसका रेफरेंस क्या है? रेफरेंस तो मैं खुद ही हूँ. तो वैसे ही विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर जी का है. उनके केस में जो ग्रेट आचार्य होते हैं, इनको क्या है, भगवान स्मरण कराते हैं और ये वो लीला जो है वो देख पाते हैं, और तब जो है ये लिख पाते हैं, क्योंकि इनका एक उस हिसाब से प्योरिटी होता है वैसे. तो एक बार हम सिद्धांत में स्थापित हो गए, वेदांत में विश्वास आ गया, फिर हमने देखा कि आपको ये देखना चाहिए कि विश्वनाथ चक्रवर्ती ठाकुर जो है वो शास्त्रों के अनुसार शुद्ध भक्त हैं कि नहीं. एक बार आपने वो देख लिया, समझ लिया कि हाँ ये शुद्ध भक्त हैं, तो फिर उन पर विश्वास करना चाहिए जो भी वो बता रहे हैं कि वो जो है नॉर्मल व्यक्ति नहीं है.
यस प्रोजी.
ऐसा.
प्रोजी मीन्स whenever we are saying to anyone else means outsider के लिए हम ऐसे past tense मीन्स इंटरनल रिविलेशन जैसे जो होता है वो इन जनरल कोट करना अवॉइड करना चाहिए क्या प्रोजी?
हाँ, हम लोग कोट नहीं करते इन जनरल. देखिए बाहर वालों के लिए हम लोग भगवत गीता का सिद्धांत और भगवत गीता शास्त्रों से प्रमाण जो है वो बता.
एंड वन मोर थिंग प्रोजी, अजामिल जब रियलाइज करते बाद में कि आफ्टर व्हेन सॉरी विष्णुदास के सब होने के बाद, देन ही रियलाइजेस कि मैंने कभी तो भक्ति किया, because of which I was now able to chant the whole name of the Lord at the time of death करके. So
yes,
he is in this karma kanda process, but somewhere he is able to perceive that he has done bhakti previously. So his past time showing this particular aspect प्रोजी.
हाँ, तो ये शास्त्र में बताया गया कि पिछले जन्म में वो ब्रह्मचारी थे वर्ण और आश्रम के अनुसार में. फिर कुछ तो सिचुएशन हुआ था, तो इस जन्म में उनका इस प्रकार से हुआ. लेकिन क्योंकि पिछले जन्म में उन्होंने थोड़ा सा भक्ति किया था और इस जन्म में भी जो है वो रिलीजियस थे, तो उस भक्ति के प्रभाव के कारण क्या हुआ, कुछ साधु आए उनके घर में जिन्होंने उनकी वाइफ को बोला कि आप अंतिम पुत्र का नाम जो है नारायण रखिए। और फिर जब उन्होंने नारायण जप किया तो उन्होंने फिर खुद भक्ति किया, फिर उसके प्रभाव से फिर उनको सेकंड चांस मिली।
थैंक यू प्रभुजी।
यस, हरे कृष्णा। पवन बोल।
प्रभु जी, एक बार आपने जो 4 कैटेगरी